Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, Saints discussion on Strike Seven Sports. And today I just want to talk about the Saints and their chances of getting to the Super Bowl or representing the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. Now, if you look at the schedule, the 2022 schedule, I think that the Saints have a legitimate chance of putting themselves in that driver's seat of being a top, 1 to 3 seed, top 1 to 3 seed in the NFC. We can start the season, at least 5-0, and have a solid finish in your going into the later portion of your schedule. I think you would be in a good position to have one of those spots in the NFC. Now, as you know, the number 1 seed is the only seed that's going to get home field advantage. The 2 seed gets home field advantage, but if the 1 seed is not eliminated, they got to go on the road that third time. The third time, if they still in the playoffs, to the number 1 seed. But the 2 seed gets the chance to host 2 playoff games, 2 back-to-back playoff games. So I would say the Saints have a very legitimate shot of playing in the Super Bowl this year. And I say that because the NFC is I'm not gonna exaggerate or anything like that, but it's not what it was. I'm just being real with you. Dallas could take a step back this year. Green Bay, they got the issues with the receivers. Even though Romeo Dobbs look like he might emerge to be that next guy. They got Christian Watson right now, who they drafted in the second round, but he's banged up. Alan Lazard, who they count on, a guy that's never been in that role before, so it's going to take some time for them to adjust. But however, they do have a great defense. That's what I've been hearing throughout the offseason for agency, is that Green Bay has a really good defense this year. It's going to have a really good defense, and their running attack is on point. But the thing is, the Saints should be ready to face those guys. I know they played them last. There's a possibility they play those guys this year in the playoffs. I know they played them last year, and what happened with the 38-3, and that was with Devontae Adams. And Lattimore pretty much took him off the stat sheet. But here's the thing. You start the season off against Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Carolina, and Minnesota. And the game we play at London. But it says a home game. But that's neither here nor there. You can start off the season 5-0. And that leads you into the harder part of your schedule. Now I know that's a big game, the big homecoming game for Joe Burrow in the Dome once they get back from London. But I'm more referring to the NFC, the gauntlet through the NFC. Now, a potential stumbling block in the Saints' path to the Super Bowl, I would say teams like the LA Rams, San Francisco, and I say San Francisco because they have a really good defense. They have a linebacker that can go sideline to sideline that could match up with Alvin Kamara and Fred Warner. And that's what we usually during the Drew Brees years. If you had a team had like a defense had like a linebacker that could go side to side, sideline to sideline. When Atlanta was really good, they had Deion Jones. Tampa has Devin White. San Francisco has Fred Warner. Now, I know they got the guy Trey Lance. Their quarterback going to have a lot of options to throw the football to. You're going to have that running back game to get him out of trouble. You got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. It's a good matchup for the Saints. The Rams as well. Minnesota, that's a team you might see again in the postseason. I expect Minnesota to be really good this year. I mean, I'm on the fence right now in regards to them winning the NFC North or the Green Bay, but I think they're going to be a playoff team this year. So it's a chance you can see them twice this year. Tampa Bay, I know they got Tom Brady and all that, but I don't know, man. I'm just hearing a lot of stuff come out of Tampa Bay. about that absence of Tom Brady, the absence that Tom Brady took. I was doing the Rick Stroud, the reporter up there from Tampa Bay, saying that wasn't a vacation. It wasn't a vacation. So, and nothing that's really got out that's been put out on that situation in regards to why he took that time of absence. But it wasn't a vacation from what he said. So, and his offensive line is really banged up. And on top of that, I understand that the Bucks has just got the Bucks Tampa Bay scheme is just tailor made for the Saints defense, man. It just is, man. No matter who you put out there, it just with the things that Brady like to do with the short to intermediate passing game, throwing to the running backs, the dump off plays, dinking and dunking, throwing to the tight ends. The Saints pretty much have that on lock. And then you don't have Gronk this year. Rudolph is coming in to take his spot. And he's not no Gronk. He's a good tight end, but he's not Gronk. He's past his prime. So in the Saints, really good at guarding tight ends. So hopefully P. Warner can be up to speed by the time the Saints have their start playing the tougher games in the NFC. I think like Arizona. I'm not really big on them this year. Arizona, you got San Francisco, the LA Rams, those three, Minnesota, those three teams in particular, and the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Saints have not beaten the Philadelphia Eagles ever since Jalen Hurts has been the quarterback. We know that. We know what happened in 2020 when the Saints went up there with Taysom Hill. It was Jalen Hurts' first start, and everybody was expecting the Saints to blow them out. And it was the opposite. And then the second year, last year, Jalen Hurts just ran over the Saints again. So that's another team the Saints may have to deal with in the playoffs. Philadelphia, San Francisco, LA, and Minnesota. And I think I like the Saints' chances against any of those teams. Now, the Eagles game could be the tricky one. That's a quarterback that has Dennis Allen's number. And Trey Lance, he's a quarterback the Saints have never faced. And we know how Allen can be when he's facing a new quarterback. But we'll see how everything plays out with Trey Lance. I think the 49ers are a playoff team. It's just that it's going to be a roller coaster with Trey Lance. But the NFC is so weak this year, it's so wide open, that I think a team like the 49ers can make the playoffs over a team like Arizona. But we'll see how everything plays out. But I think the Saints have a realistic shot, a strong, realistic shot of getting to the playoffs. A very significant chance of getting to the Super Bowl this year. Winning the NFC South. Probably hosting hosting one or two playoff games this year. Possibly even be the number one seed. Because you never know how the Rams could be this year, man, with Matthew Stafford. We never know. I mean, they say Stafford had that same type of injury last year, and he fought through it. But we'll see how everything plays out with the Rams. But there's the revenge game toward the end of the season, where they'll be playing in the Dome. So that game might mean something by that time. And I'm glad that the NFL schedule it at that time frame. Because you could be playing for home field advantage, seeding. You could be playing for a wild card spot. The Rams could be on the ropes. The Saints could be on the ropes. With regards to the playoffs. It could be two bubble teams. We don't know. But I'm glad that the NFL, people that make the schedule, put that game towards the end of the season for where things could be at stake. Such as, like I said, playoff seeding, home field advantage. You're on the bubble. You need to get in. You need to win to get in to keep your hopes alive. We'll see. So I think the Saints have a chance of getting to the Super Bowl this year. The talent is there. We saw it last year when they blew it out Green Bay in the first game. Aaron Rodgers didn't even get it in something. You beat Tom Brady twice. You beat him in the Dome. You beat him with backup QBs. And James was playing pretty well to that injury. So it's the chance is there, man. So they just gotta stay healthy. Winston has to, cut over, don't turn it over. Play, in the scheme, within the scheme. Get the ball to Alvin Kamara. He's gonna help him out a lot. If that's, if that element of his game is there, it's been, worked upon, and they should go far this year, man. it should go far. So I'm looking forward to that. Everything plays out. And got 2 weeks to the week after next is the season opener in Atlanta against the Atlanta Falcons, and after that is against Tampa Bay in the Dome. So we'll see. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel. How do you feel about the Saints' chances of getting to the Super Bowl this year? Do you think it's realistic that they can do it? Also, hit that bell notification icon to receive my latest updates and whenever I go live or post my latest videos on my content. Also, check out strike7sports.com for latest content on the New Orleans Saints. That's strike7sports/Saints. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?